Hey guys, I thought I'd do another video on which water softener should I buy, because there are so many out there. And the other day I was in, I think it was Home Depot, maybe Lowe's, I don't recall, and I saw their water softener that they were promoting. I mean, it had a big layout and all kinds of stuff, and I think it was a North Star um, product or water softener. And really, the North Star, the GE, the Whirlpool, the one you get from Sears, whatever it is, they're all exactly the same. They have different names. All the parts are interchangeable. They work exactly the same. And so, there are a bunch of water softeners out there. And being in the water softener business, I'm all for the customer. The product I sell is typically a clack, and the reason I sell a clack is, for me, it's easier to fix. I don't have to come back and fix it for like years and years and years and years and years, because the piston is a little better than its competitor, which is the fleck. But you cannot sell the clack over the internet. That's why you're not going to find them on Amazon, and I sell products on Amazon to you guys because I want you guys to get the best product. If they clack on Amazon, then I would sell that to you, or I would recommend that to you. But personally, to me, I believe in the fleck. In the bottom down here, you're going to see that it's a Fleck 5600 Econominder, and the reason why I recommend that one is because it's a do-it-yourselfer friendly water softener. And the reason I say that is this: it meters your water. If you don't know how to, once it starts, you start having problems with it, which is going to be 10 to 15 years, 20 years down the road, you can look it up on YouTube. You can even email me or comment on my thing and say, hey, I got this problem with my water softener, how do I fix it? And I can respond back as long as YouTube tells me, hey, you got a comment, because they don't always tell me. And I mean, I have to go through every single video to see if I've got a new comment, because YouTube does not always notify me for whatever reason. And I try and keep up with that. But there are tons of videos out there to show you how to replace the piston, because it's all about the piston, the seals, and the spacers. It's a piece of cake. It's super easy. It's not a difficult deal. And perhaps one day I'll do a video on how to replace your piston, seals, and spacers on the 5600. And the reason why I suggest the 5600 is because it's not digital. You don't have to deal with all the digital programming and stuff like that. You just set it and bang, there it is, and it works. There's like a bazillion out there, because Fleck's been in business for a long time. And Fleck, if you want to know some nostalgic history, Fleck comes from a man named Mr. Fleckenstein, or Fleckenstein. And he was a German guy. He developed a Fleck valve, and then he sold it to Pentair Water, who now sells it. I met his grandson, and when they sold it, they had a 10-year non-compete, etc. And so Pentair owns the product. It's a great product. It's been out for a long time. Clack just came into the valves probably 10 or 15 years ago, but they got excellent media, and their media tanks for their water softeners are like superb. So anyways, back to the Fleck 5600 Econominder. That's the water softener I suggest, because look, like I said, there are the others that I just pointed out initially, and then there are some companies that will sell you a water softener that costs a ton of money, and the only guys that can work on those water softeners is their guys. And when I say that, I mean it like this. There's some water softeners where I can fix every water softener because they all work primarily the same. But there's a couple of companies that will not sell me their parts to fix your water softener. They won't sell their parts to you to fix your water softener, because their dealer has exclusive rights to that area. And when it comes to the Fleck 5600 Econominder, nobody has exclusive rights to that area. And so it makes it easy for you as a consumer to, one, pay, like, I want to say super inexpensive prices, because down here in the Amazon link, I can't buy it that inexpensively. This person that sells them, or this company that sells them, I guess because they sell so many, they get a super great deal because they sell them on Amazon. I haven't started selling water softeners on Amazon yet, and I don't know why, but nonetheless, you get a super deal here. It's like $510, and it's like $80 for shipping. I think I pay like $575 for the whole thing before shipping. So you're getting a super great deal. And the other ones that are out there, and they've got their company names. Okay, listen, remember the company names. They do exclusive areas, and they charge you a ton of money to buy their water softener and to work on their water softener. Now, when I was up in North Central Texas, where I used to live, I had a guy that I was friends with who sold a particular brand of water softener, and he charged $145 an hour plus parts. And I'm thinking, that is crazy. You know, my prices were $75 an hour plus parts. All my parts cost $75. That included the whole rebuild kit. And so for you, the consumer, you're paying $150 every 10 or 15 years for your water softener to work effectively. But this guy charged, I don't know, $200 or $300 because of his time, and he stayed there the entire time to make sure he went through the entire system, which is about an hour and a half going through the regeneration process. I discovered what the problem is, replace the piston seals and spacers, and I'm out of there. I charge you $75 service call, and I charge you $75 for the parts. It was $150. And these other guys, they charge you an arm and a leg because they can. You can't go to anybody else. I mean, they have the one water softener out there that doesn't use electricity, and that's a super water softener, especially for those people way out in the country that really don't have a ton of electricity out there, or electricity period. But the downside is you're going to pay through the nose for that. And with this 5600 Econominder Fleck brand, you're going to have electricity. But all the parts are super inexpensive. You can always, like I said, comment to me, hey, I need a new piston seal and spacer kit, and then I'll give you a link to that, and then you can get one, or you can go look it up on the internet. I think softenerparts.com sells them, and they're pretty reasonably priced as well. But nonetheless, the Fleck 5600 Econominder is the best on the market for the consumer to buy, and like I say, through Amazon. Super inexpensive, and it's a very quality product. I can't get it at a cheaper price. Otherwise, if I did, I'd be selling it on Amazon, and I can't do that. But all your other products, they all work. Like if you go to your Walmart, some Walmarts have water softeners there. You can get those. It's still the same as the North Star, GE, Whirlpool. I can't remember the other name. They're the same. They have a little rotor disc, and when their tank fills up with water, their salt tank fills up with water, then it's time to change the rotor disc. It has nothing to do with the Venturi. It's the rotor disc. It can't draw water out of that salt tank, so that's why the salt tank fills up. And so they're not accustomed to harsh water. They'll work good on city water, but when it comes to water wells and then some city water, they're not a good product. So that's why I always recommend, whether you're on city water or rural water, not a private water well, rural water, because it's really well water, or what we call groundwater. It's chlorinated, but nonetheless, above all, is the Fleck 5600 Econominder. And on one of my videos, it was what's the best water softener to buy, and I said the Fleck 5600 Econominder, and he says he bought a couple of ones, or oops, sorry about that. Sorry about that again. He looked at a couple others, and he asked me, do I still recommend the Fleck 5600? Because there's a couple of brands that look exactly like the Fleck. They're a little more expensive. Problem is, you can't find somebody to work on them. Everybody that's going to come out there is going to say, no, I don't know. as far as I know, I'm one of the only guys that can work on the North Star, the GE, the Whirlpool, the Flex, this other brand. And then the only brand I have never worked on is Kinetico, and that's the one that doesn't use electricity. But I've worked on Culligan. I can work on Culligan. I can replace their parts. You can replace their parts. But I'm just trying to tell you that the best water softener to buy, the one that you should buy, is the Fleck 5600 Econominder. Especially if you're do-it-yourselfer. There are a bazillion videos on YouTube on how to fix them. I just don't have one available, otherwise I'd show you how to do it. But hopefully the video was good for you. If it was, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, because I'm always posting videos about different stuff. I try and keep my subscribers and people on the internet informed. Sorry about all this shadow stuff going on here. My house is completely surrounded by trees, so I'm trying to get to a good spot. And the sun moves, and so the shadow moves. But anyways, please, if you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because every video we post, you'll get an email notification so you can watch that video. Because really, I'm just here to help you guys. I don't make any money off this other than I get a little commission for whatever I sell through Amazon. No big deal. If you don't want to buy through Amazon, that's great, but you cannot beat the prices. That's what gets me. I can't buy it that cheap, and I can get my water softeners really inexpensively. So I hope this helped you. If you have comments, leave them. I'm always checking typically I check my comments once a week, usually on the weekends. I'm just way too busy during the week. And I'll respond. And I'm not sure if you guys get responses back. I certainly hope you do. But nonetheless, if you don't, just go through and check again, and the response should be there, okay? Well, I appreciate you guys. I hope this video really helps you on your decision to what water softener you should buy. And you just have